Alright, super short video here. As you can see, the utility shed here is pretty much done. I'm going to very briefly just mention how to get this section view going, as well as labeling it, and then finally how to print it to a PDF. So here's kind of the quick rundown. Again, in view, where you're going to want to go is section view. Okay, so the way to do that, you want to be typically in like a floor plan view. So I'll go to my ground level view, and you can see my section view is actually placed here. I'll start a new one just to show you, but then again I kind of have this already done. So section view right there. I need to save my project, that's fine. Okay, now you want to make sure your section view is cutting into where the wall is actually sloped, and so for us we probably want ours to be along either left or right hand side. This is my long side, is where I have the slope coming up, so that's where I'll put mine. And after I've done that, you'll see that it shows up here under section views. Okay, so section views under my project browser. So let's go take a look at it. Okay, so section 1, you can see it here. I've got my cropped section right now. I'll probably make this a little bit smaller, maybe open it up, maybe not that far, and then bring this up a little bit. Okay, at this point, you're mainly just doing annotations. So you may or may not need this a little bigger, just depending on how you want to do the annotations. Okay, so now that we're here, we're going to the Annotate tab in the top left corner. Okay, and annotate, you can do the insulation. So if you wanted to add the insulation line here, let's say I'll do it right here, following along the path. Okay, and if you want to do it on the inside too, I'll go ahead and do the wall and the roof. Okay, so that's kind of your showing that there's insulation there. And now in the instructions, it'll kind of tell you step by step which what you're going to put in for the wall section in terms of materials wise. But I'm just going to show you kind of how to do it, and then from there you'll finish up depending on which parts you need to add to it. Okay, so I'll kind of start from just picking since we did the insulation already, maybe we'll do that, or actually, you know what, let's do the concrete slab since it's right there. Okay, so I'm going to click on this text, and now you notice over here there's a few options for how to set up the leader. You can do a curved leader line, 2 segments, or 1 segment. Okay. Here I like to do the 2 segment, and so the way this would work is you click on it once, click on it again, and then finally make it a flat section, and then you can start typing. Okay, so this is my concrete slab. Let's put 6-inch concrete slab. Okay, that looks about right. Okay, notice right now it's kind of big. You may want to change the scale here. Actually, let's change it to 1/2 inch to 1 inch, and I think that helps with the sizing wise. So I'll do that. Drag this guy up. So you just make it nice and tidy. You don't want lines crossing over each other as much as possible. Okay, so you guys get the idea for that. Okay, so you're going to do that for all of the materials listed. If you want to change the text size, you can always do that here. You know, 1/4, it's 3/32 is the other option. That might be a good option here for how big this is. Okay, so again, you can put in all of your text all the way up, all the different materials that make up the wall and the roof. Alright, at this point we have most of that set up. I'm going to want to turn off my crop views right down here. It says hide crop region. I'm going to check over here. It says do not crop. We want it to crop, so that's good. Okay, so now if I wanted to, I can, once I'm all done with this, I go back to my sheet, and then I would just click and drag that section view that I just created, and I can pull it in. Again, I'm just going to put it over here for now since I already have one, and then you can see here there's my section view. Alright, so by the end of it you should have all these materials as you can see here listed. I got my battery insulation listed there as well. I'm actually going to go ahead and delete this section view since I don't need that anymore. Alright, so I've got all my views. The other one there is this little roof pitch section. So all that really is if you go to one of your views, for me that's my south view is what I have listed, and again that's just an annotation. So you notice that I go under annotate, you can create some detail lines, so you can just draw lines wherever you want them. Okay, so I'm just gonna draw like a triangle, for example, and then I'll put in text right around it. Okay, so that's all that is. Putting in, for mine, I put mine as 9/6 since mine's pretty steep. But I think officially they want it to be 12/9, so you can change that depending on what you need. Okay, so that covers that. Again, once my sheet is kind of already there, I'll go back to my sheet. I've got my 3D view, I've got my 2 elevation views, my floor plan view, I've got some furniture in there, and I have my section view. My title block is all filled out, got my name, the project title, things like that. And then lastly, I'm making sure that all my lines are nice and clean, right? So you notice that there aren't lines kind of overlapping each other, everything looks nice and pretty. Okay. Once I get to this point, I want to save it to a PDF. So the way I like to do this is if I go under File, and then I go to Print. Okay. So when I go to File, Print, and this is, all your computers should have this set up as a printer. If you scroll probably down, in my case, you're going to find this one that says Cute PDF Writer. Okay, once you do that, you can set up some properties if you want. For example, I like to make sure it's landscape view so that it's fitting the sheet pretty well. Okay, so that looks okay. If you have multiple sheets, you can combine them into a single file here, things like that. For ours right now, it's only one file, so that looks fine. And current window looks good. If you want, you can do it as a selected view or sheets. Right, so you can kind of do it that way if you want. I'm just going to go ahead and do current window. Okay. Once you hit OK, then it'll have this little pop-up. Hit close, and what should come up is a saving option. I don't know where. Oh, there it is. Okay, it just took a second. So I'll save it to my drive, and as I was mentioning, for many of you guys, you're going to want to save this to your home drive. Right? I have it under CEA practice. Okay, so CEA practice in my home drive. Utility shed. This is my practice one, so I'll leave it as that. I'll hit save. Okay, as soon as I've done that, it should have saved that folder there for me. So I would go to my Windows Explorer. Let's see, come here. Okay, open up my Windows Explorer. Go to my home drive. That is for me way down here. Home drive, CEA practice, and here's my PDF of the utility shed practice. Hopefully that did it right. There it is. Okay, now I've got it as a PDF ready to submit for into Schoology. All right. If you have any questions, please let me know. The other option here is if you want, you could also have done a screen capture using Snipping tool. The only downside to that is typically the Snipping tool, the resolution comes out a little more blurry, so I like to use the Save to PDF option so that it comes out nice and clean like you see here. All right, hope that helps. Best of luck. Let me know how I can help.